Hello everyone, I'm Cody.
And I'm Liz.
And welcome to Unit 7, Hands Off. So taxi drivers do kind of got a bad reputation in these parts of the world, specifically in Seoul. Can be a little bit of cranky, maybe agitated sometimes, and you know, they can rub you the wrong way with their attitude.
Rub somebody the wrong way.
Rub somebody the wrong way.
And one lady, an older woman in her 50s in the Gyeonggi province, has kind of learned that the hard way. Because she was with her companion, we don't know who, in the taxi in the city of Anyang. And, you know, at some point in the travel, the taxi driver was driving. She kind of reached forward and with a very kind gesture, or she thought was a kind gesture, you know, rubbed the shoulder of the taxi driver.
Gesture.
Gesture.
But he took that the wrong way and is, you know, suing her for kind of sexual harassment. And you know, it's kind of hard to imagine that. Now the taxi driver said he asked her to stop, and she had, you know, rubbed his shoulder a total of 4 times. I don't know how much more after he asked to stop or what happened, but you know, most people would kind of laugh this off or kind of just shrug it off, as we also say. You know, it's
Literally.
Literally shrug it off.
Laugh something off.
Laugh something off.
It's a kind gesture, most people, and it's an elderly woman, but I don't know how this, I don't know the age either of the gentleman who was driving, but he took it the wrong way or took it a different way. So I kind of wanted to ask mostly about your taxi experiences. You know, how often do you take taxis in Seoul?
Very rarely, and especially in Seoul. So going back to kind of the previous article, I'm a fairly boring person. So I don't have like a lot of late nights or anything like that. So it's, you know, usually fairly easy to just take regular public transportation wherever I'm going. So honestly, I can't even remember the last time I took a taxi in Seoul. Outside of Seoul, occasionally, because public transportation is not necessarily all that convenient in some places. So there's more buses, it's not as direct. Especially if like you go during a holiday or a weekend, sometimes they're like 1 bus every hour or something like that. So yeah, I take taxis more often when I travel, but like almost never in Seoul.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, last time I took a taxi, I'm really trying to think, it was before the wedding, for the wedding shoot, so not that far ago, but before that, it's been a good 2 years before that. I don't take it that much. Because since 2020, never had a reason to go out late.
Exactly, same.
And I was never someone who stayed out super late, maybe midnight, 1, 2 a.m., going home, and subways typically stop 11:30ish to midnight. So if I missed it, take a taxi. But has a taxi driver ever gotten upset with you or had a tense situation?
Not that I know of. Not me, but my husband had a tense situation. So he was out late and, you know, drinking a little bit and trying to get home pretty late. So it was like maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. And he couldn't find any taxis that were going in the direction of our house. So he tried to cross the street and get a taxi that was going the other direction. And so he got in the taxi and told them where he wanted to go. And he was like, no, I'm going in this direction. You want to go in that direction? No way, this is happening. So they got in a little bit into it. And
that could happen.
Yeah, it was an issue.
And
we basically haven't taken a taxi since then. So that's one of the reasons we kind of avoid that. So it was a bad experience. How about you?
Not that I can recall. One time, the taxi driver was saying, "Oh, like the machine's not working. I can't do the metered for a card. Just pay cash." And I just looked at him and he was like, "No, card." Because like they can't do that.
Right.
And I knew what he was trying to do. You know, he saw me probably as a foreigner and knew he could probably upcharge me or charge me more. And I was like, not doing that. Like I knew it's not allowed, so I got out. But That was maybe the most tense.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Right. And now the language focus. First up, a plus adjective plus bunch. So for my example, my friends are an active bunch and love to run and exercise.
Okay. And the second point is good at. So for example, I am not good at cooking, but I do like to bake.
Okay. Baking is cooking.
It's a kind of cooking.
Yeah.
It's not the cooking that I'm bad at.
All right, well that's it for our preview section. We'll see you on the review.